Does she have friends her own age?
Yeah, she has a lot of friends at the young adults program, where she mostly socializes. Her friends don't come to the house. She tends to sit in her room and watch her movies, come out to do puzzles and eat, and visit with the family in the living room sometimes. But she tends to hang in her own room and likes it there with her TV and video. But of course, when she goes to all these other activities, she meets all of her friends there, social activities in the community. She has a lot of friends.
Does she ever spend time away from home?
There have been a few occasions which she has. Hardly ever, because I worry too much. There's times, though, that the young adults program has gone on overnight trips, and she's gone a few times. And that's as much as she's done. And I suppose if there are more occasions, it would take me a little bit more, how do you say, convincing, to let her go and be entrusted to somebody and somewhere else. I'm still her mom, and we're very close, so maybe that will happen. But she would, and it depends on Sarah too. She has these signs, communication that we have to see and sense from her whether she's happy to do something or not.
Is there anything I should know before approaching Sarah?
Well, one of the things that you will notice immediately is that Sarah is nonverbal and won't respond talking back to you. And it's somewhat, people have a difficulty with that because they expect a verbal response from her if you don't know her. So they kind of have to adjust quickly, and a lot of people don't know how. So that's one of the things. But Sarah would be so happy if you said hello to her. In fact, she'll initiate, a conversation with somebody by waving or smiling at them where they can't ignore her, and they would respond, even strangers. So that would be very nice if people could do that with Sarah. Well, I think if you don't know Sarah or any individual and would be surprised that she won't speak to you, I think it would go with being very respectful of a person, and see that, of course, with her happy smile and her interest in you personally, that you would respond and continue to respond as you would any other person. Keep speaking and say hello. She likes that. It makes her very happy, and you get, a great big smile back too.
Does she have friends outside of the home? I mean, other than people at the adults program that she sees on a regular basis?
No, not at all. She's very. She has a big family, immediate family, but the community is her family. So she has, I think, enough friends that to say that she doesn't need to have any more. She's lacking in social times that she can be social.
Do you know anyone else in the community that has this disease?
I haven't actually. I don't really live by the name and the diagnosis that Sarah has. I for sure, people know, tend to socialize or have a relationship with people with all the different abilities, and don't necessarily have to live by what a diagnosis would say predict that a person would act like, or the future of a person's life would be based on the diagnosis. So I don't really have, when I meet people, I don't ask, what's your diagnosis? So I really don't refer to them in that way, and go by, as much as possible, respect and what their abilities are. And if I find that they're having difficulty, I tend to assist in that. So no, I know people with various abilities within the community, some which are more, people tend to be more dependent on others for a lot of things, and some not. So I think everybody has some dependency on other people in their lives sometimes.
So you would like the community to not recognize Sarah's disability so much, but recognize who she is as a person?
Exactly. And not, her label by saying, well, what do you have? And somebody would be treated in that way. It doesn't make sense. I don't think it's very respectful or natural even.
What are your plans for Sarah's future?
I hope that Sarah will be able to live with us for as long as she can and have the assistance from the community that I would need to be able to do that. I hope Sarah will always, be able to remain healthy, which fortunately she really is, for as long as that can happen. And I really try to make sure that she's stimulated, and doesn't. Well, she likes to sit in her room, but I don't think it's a good idea to sit in your room all the time. So, always more interesting activities for her to be able to participate in. And one of the things that I had set up, I guess, for Sarah and hopefully others in the community is that because she's been in the community all her life in school, a lot of people already know Sarah, even maybe in different ways that I know Sarah. And when I'm not able to care for her, they will, because they know her. They'll say, oh yeah, Sarah, sure. I'm the director of this program now, and I went to school with Sarah. I know her. I will be able to take care of her. So that was very important to make that investment in the community for her.
Do you see Sarah living somewhat independent someday?
Not at all. Not at all. Well, me, no. I'll have to take somebody else to say, come on, Mom, she can do it. So like I said, I tend to be very protective of Sarah. And maybe, I shouldn't say no, maybe.
Well, thank you, Lynn, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Michael. I really enjoyed this, and congratulations on the show. And thank you on behalf of all the special needs people in the community and everyone else too. I would like to say one more thing though, if I may. That, if everyone else deals with our own challenges, we may one day be able to believe that if we help those with the most vulnerable in our community, then we will definitely be opening the world of opportunity for everyone else.
And we've come to the end of another episode of Walk in My World. If you have any comments or questions, you can email me at walkinmyworld@yahoo.ca. Ona.